Welcome back to Palm Springs, California here at Bamma USA, the amateur, the alpha section of our Pro-Am card. Done. A lot of careers looking like they were budding, and definitely some promise for professional careers that will follow shortly thereafter.
Yeah, if I'm talking to these amateur fighters, I'm saying don't grab a beer and popcorn for the pro fights. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. Take notes, because this is where you want to be when your career starts advancing.
Absolutely. And again, a very action-packed amateur card for people who were newer. Not a lot of energy being wasted. Not a lot of guys that seem too nervous. Very poised for amateurs. A good amateur card up until this point, ending with a side of bacon. And now we move on to the professionals, where the mixed martial arts is going to be turned up just a little bit more. Now to our first professional fight in the middleweights from Irvine, California. A grappler, Andrew Lang, a freestyle fighter in mixed martial arts, 0-2 as a professional out of Wilkes Lightning MMA.
He'll be taking on Denny Kong. No nickname, doesn't even put a gym down, but he weighs 6 feet, 0 inches, 185 pounds, freestyle fighter. He is making his professional mixed martial arts debut.
Tail of the tape, we get to see how they match up again. Weight coming in on point. Not big a difference on height or age. The experience also not a big difference. This is going to be a style matchup.
And let's go to the cage for the introductions by Marco Rodriguez.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a boxing and jiu-jitsu fighter. He stands 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. His professional record, 0 wins and 1 loss. From Brian Warren's Unbreakable Gym in Highland, California. Let's hear it for Denny Kong. And fighting out of the red corner, he's a freestyle fighter. He stands 6 foot 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 185 pounds. His record, 0 wins and 2 losses. From Joker's MMA and Lightning MMA in Laguna Hills, California. Let's hear it for Andrew Lang. The referee in charge is Luis Cobian.
Middleweights get ready to get underway. 3 5-minute rounds set to go. Andrew Lang with the red tape gloves. With the blue tape around the gloves is Denny Kong. Both guys have identical black and white trunks, hence the color differential on the glove tape.
Yeah, Kong pushing Lang up against the cage. He's got a body lock now, those double underhooks. Lang now has Kong up against the cage. He's in a better position. You always want to control where your opponent's at. You look much better for the judges when you're pushing your opponent against the cage as opposed to having your back against the cage.
Right, and cage control is something that guys work out a lot in the gym.
Great job by Kong to catch that knee and go for a trip. He's now he was in the side mount. Now he's trying to get back in the, he's ended up kind of in a guard in this weird position right now. He's got to be careful. He could end up getting his back taken by Andrew Lang. He's using that right underhook to keep Lang at bay. Otherwise, Kong may be having his back taken here.
And how important, too, is guard recovery in these situations, too?
Very big. I mean, and when you're against the cage, it's a weird position because when you're free, you can use the cage to get yourself back up. When you're in full guard, it's sometimes a little bit more difficult. So Kong got the takedown, not doing much with it here. Lang able to recover full guard. We'll see what he does with it.
Lang now being forced to show what kind of a back game he has from the ground. And now he's got full guard, though. He did recover guard, so Kong is now working from the closed guard of Andrew Lang.
And Kong has Lang up against the cage where you kind of limit the mobility of the hips. Makes it a lot harder to swivel him around and go for an arm bar, triangle, or any other type of submission.
And in the professional ranks, when you have a 5-minute round, especially if you're working on the ground and you have a game in jiu-jitsu, you have more time to set up and execute on submissions.
Yeah, he's going for a triangle anyway, even with his back up against the cage.
He's throwing up the guard very high
and he's got it close. I mean, he's got the right position. He has the head and the arm scissored. If he can get his left foot into kind of his knee pit area, he can get a triangle.
Going some hammer fist now to the head of Kong is Lang. And you also can go to the armbar from here, too, if he loses the triangle.
There's a lot of different transitions you can make right here, and he's in a good position. He's got plenty of time. Right now, you just take your time. Nice and steady. You've got almost 3 minutes of fight left. He's going for it now. He's trying to execute it. Pulling the head down, trying to stop the blood flow to the brain of Denny Kong. And he tapped out.
Whoa.
Andrew Lang gets his first professional victory by triangle choke over Denny Kong.
And just before the tap, we saw some blood on the chest of Lang. Probably from the nose of Kong. He was in there deep.
That's basic jiu-jitsu 101. You get in the guard, you work your submission, you take your time. block up that triangle, and he got the choke, and Denny Kong was forced to tap out.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the highlights. RJ, we were scheduled for 5. We got 1, and we're grateful for that. Denny Kong almost with a playground shove of Lang, and then he paid for that not too long afterwards.
Well, he actually did get a good takedown first here. You can see that he throws a knee, catches it, gets Andrew Lang down to the ground, but ultimately that is where he met his demise.
Absolutely. He tried recovering guard, did Lang, and then eventually he does, and then he starts throwing the guard up high, and that spells trouble if you're under the long legs of somebody who's doing that.
Yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 101. Get the guard, get the legs up, get those hips up, lock in the submission, get the tap out, and he gets his first professional victory. That's a happy guy right there, Andrew Lang.
We'll get the official word right now inside the ring with Marco Rodriguez.
Referee Luis Cobian stops about 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the first round for your winner by triangle choke, Andrew Lang.
To stay where you are, more Bamma USA, more Palm Springs, and anything else we can throw in coming up.